My name is Sara, and I'm an experienced language learner. And I would like to start this talk today by also asking you a question. Please think about the last time you did an embarrassing mistake. Now, think about if you will ever do that embarrassing mistake ever again. The answer is probably no. Embarrassment is actually a very powerful memory tool. We know that embarrassment it's a very common tool when we learn languages. So Martin Anthony, a professor in psychology at Horizon University and co-author of When Perfect Isn't Good Enough, was actually researching this. And he found that there are many people who still fear to make mistakes, even though we know that it's very important, right? So who else also it also connects to atelophobia, which is a mental illness referred to as perfectionism. Atelophobia is a fear of imperfection and making mistakes. And who also speaks about perfectionism is Brené Brown. She says that we get sucked into this perfectionism because we think basically that it will protect us. Her quote is, "Perfectionism is a belief that if we live perfect, look perfect, and act perfect," which I think it refers to speaking as well, we can minimize or avoid the pain of blame, judgment, or shame. So to summarize that, perfectionists, they do not like to make mistakes. But to learn a language, we need to make mistakes, right? So that means that perfectionism is a huge barrier for language learner. So when we also make mistakes, when we also learn a language, we get frustrated, right? And we can maybe feel alone in these moments where we do not understand the grammar rules, or we can just not get to pronounce that simple word that we want to learn. But in these moments of frustration, we can think about that 1.2 billion people are learning a foreign language right now. So let me tell you my story. I'm Polish. When I was 13 years old, I moved to Sweden, and I needed to learn Swedish from scratch. It was very hard. I remember I was struggling a lot. But quickly I understood that I needed to go out of my comfort zone. I needed to speak and try in order to learn, right? I got friends who understood that even though I didn't speak correctly, I got out of my comfort zone, and they helped me a lot. So I learned Swedish. When I was 19 years old, after high school, I moved to Australia to learn English. I never understood their accent, by the way. And there, once again, I was in the situation where I did not speak the local language. So I, from before, knew that I needed to try and be out there. So I did. And after 1 year in Australia, I felt confident speaking English. And 3 years ago, when I was 23 years old, I moved here to Spain, to Barcelona. And once again, I put myself in a life situation when I did not speak the local language. So, but with 2 languages under my belt already, I thought it would be easy. Well, it was not, and I was struggling a lot. It was a huge challenge. I, once again, needed to go out of my comfort zone. But now I can tell you that I feel confident speaking Spanish as well. So, when I was doing my research about language learning, I wanted to see what happens if we Google benefits of language learning. And these ones are the following. So, of course, we know that we connect better with people if we speak a local language. Also, we can advance in our career. Knowing another language will make us we make other opportunities. We can study or work abroad. Also, it feeds our brain. Obviously, learning a new thing boosts our memory. We see the world with different eyes, and also confidence. It's actually a little bit crazy that I'm standing here in front of you right now, because this is a huge thing for me. I am very nervous when it comes to public speaking, as you can see. But, and if you would see me when I was 13, that little shy girl, totally different. So this is for sure a proof that language learning gets you out there, outside of your comfort zone, and boosts your confidence. But from my experience now, when I speak 4 languages already, I can tell you that this is not only the things we learn while learning a language. In my opinion, we also get any more other valuable tools for life, like adaptability. We get more flexible. We adapt better to life situations that face us. That also connects to acceptance, since we know how it is to be in a situation where we not speak the local language and how much we struggle with that. We know we can refer better to people that maybe do not speak our own language, right? This also connects to empathy. There was a study made in Chicago in 2015 that actually proved that multilingual people, they understood other people better, even though the sentence were not really clear or a little bit fuzzy. They could do that. And also we know that empathy is a key to problem solving. And so it's not only boost our confidence, but also make us better leaders. And empathic leaders are the best leaders. Creativity as well. So I cannot even tell you how many times I came up with words that don't exist by putting a word from Polish with Swedish and putting an English accent to it, and just hoping that this person I'm speaking to will understand what I mean. And sometimes it actually worked. So, and that's also proof that language learning is boosting our creativity. But the factor that I want to point out the most today, that I think that it teaches us the most, is that by learning a new language, we are learning to be okay with making mistakes. So science is something we cannot avoid. We just need to do it. And we need to, then we learn that we can do also mistakes in other fields as well. So think about when we were little babies, we were learning to speak for the very first time, and it was a very natural process. We were experimenting and playing with the words. So why would it be different the second time we learned to speak, but in another language, using other words, right? So I believe that we should not fear making mistakes, and we should follow our instinct. And as well, I think that learning languages boosts our confidence. It's, of course, make us have better opportunities. It boosts our empathy towards people. It basically makes us better human beings. So be out there, speak, try, and it will just make you better, I promise. And I would like to end this talk with saying that language learning for me is a real proof that human beings are capable to learn from mistakes.